Welcome back to the channel. Today we are with the Ford Capri and we are back in Ireland, which is great. Right-hand drive on Irish roads that we know, like and trust in Irish weather. Let's see what the outside, the inside, and more importantly, taking it out for a drive. You can probably hear Chanel in the background there. We also have Darwin and Coco, who are my able assistants today. There's Darwin. Doesn't like to give the ball. And Chanel is barking at the cars passing by, so good girls. Let's get started. Starting off at the front, and you have this grille black band between the two headlights that are kind of mimicking the dog bone grille of the original Mark 1 and Mark 2 Capri. I think you've got some really nice daytime running lights elements with the high-low beam module there as well. Large blue and white Ford badging, and the Capri is actually embossed into the front bumper. Underneath you've got some gloss black, you've got that radar sensor in there as well. Down along the side you do have some air venting as well to make sure that air slips around the car and around the wheels, which is a kind of a turbulent area. There is no frunk inside here then as well. Would you get an aftermarket one? Probably, actually. A very bulbous front end, very smooth. I like it, and it's definitely getting a lot of attention when I'm out there at charging points, etc. Some people know it's a Capri, some people don't, and are asking, what is that? Now, vivid yellow is a colour that is not, it's going to stand out from the crowd. It's not very subtle. But overall, the front, you've got your sensors up at the top of the sensor as well. This has got a black roof and those black A-pillars, but we'll have a look along the side now in a second. Along the side, you've got that gloss black running all the way along the front around. It is an SUV. It is a coupe SUV. A lot of people like that shape and size. I was down in Bloss and Dingle there end last year, and somebody came up to me in the pub and said, Derek, I like your reviews. I bought the C40 Volvo on the back of what you've done in the past, and I'm really interested in the Ford Capri because the Cooper Taviscan, the ID.5, the Sportback e-tron across the Audi range. This is MEB Volkswagen Group in underneath that Ford-Volkswagen partnership where Ford is working with Volkswagen on their passenger side of the business, and then on the opposite then Volkswagen are working with Ford on the commercial side of the business. We've already reviewed the e-Transporter recently on the channel, which is underneath a Ford e-Transit Custom. Gloss black and matte black with an indicator and retractable door mirrors, panel sunroof, glass black B-pillar, big chunky MEB door handles with keyless entry, keyless start, that gloss black flashing in underneath. At the 21-inch wheels on this model, and they are 235/45 on the front and then 255/40 on the rear, so there are a slightly different wheel set. It is rear-wheel drive currently only. Prices in Ireland for the smaller battery, which we're not getting at the start, coming around 45,000 euros after VAT, after grants, apologies. And then for this one, the 77 kilowatt hour battery, we're getting that at 49,995 or 990. So underneath 50,000 euros. Charging, 11 kilowatt in AC, and then 10 to 80% on the DC side of things. Again, battery size will depend on how that peak on the DC side, but in around that 30 minutes. It's on the rear right-hand side. As you can see, this is one of the iconic elements within the Ford Capri, this C-pillar, this D on the C-pillar, and you would have seen this on the original Ford Capri. So now it's nothing there, unfortunately. I don't think there's window. Oh, there is a little small window there behind it, apologies. Let's have a look at the rear. Probably my favourite angle on the Ford Capri. Rear, you have a shark fin aerial in glass black at the top. A hatch, we'll open that now in a second. Again, a large Ford blue and white with that Capri is in behind that lens. And the kind of mirroring of those daytime running lights in the LED brake lights in the rear. 360 camera in underneath, just above the license plate. And then a glass black bumper that goes all the way around the bottom of the car. 572 litre boot, so it is a really good size boot. 40-60 split with a ski hatch, 2 ISOFIX on the outer ones, a little cubby for your cables, false floor so you can drop that down if you want, storage on the side, you've got a 12 volt, some chopping bag hooks. It's a really practical boot, and even though it's the coupe, I think this is even bigger than the Ford Explorer, even though that's a hatch, because this is the same length as an ID.4, ID.5, whereas the Ford Explorer, it's it's smaller electric SUV, cousin, brother, sister, is slightly shorter, whereas this is the same length as those MEB platforms. Some tie-off points. This can tow as well. I'll put that at the bottom of the screen. And a flexible parcel shelf. So that's the front, side and rear with the boot of the Ford Capri. We are changing to point of view cam. And there's Darwin. Checking to see what's going on. Very intrigued. I think this is the first time she's been filming with me. Coco, we're just house sitting and dog sitting at the moment. But anyway, in the rear, doors open, not the full 90 degrees, not bad though. And it's just 2 Isofix in the rear, there is no Isofix in the front. Nearly a flat floor, pretty much a flat floor. 2 USB Type-C and a vent, but it is dual zone. Some pockets in behind the seats. Windows are tinted and they go nearly all the way down. This is beeping at us now because I had the door open. 3 headrests. Visibility out the rear is not great, but I'll talk about that in the drive. The ski hatch, you've got 3, whatever this small little fella will be, but lovely seats. And let me go in and you can see what I'm like. Darren is wondering why I'm not bringing her with me. Now, 6'2", 188 centimeters. Feet can go in under the seat. Thigh support, not bad actually. Yeah, it's not as long as a Skoda Enyaq, but not far off. It's got 2-tone back here, a nice big door handle and the ability for your electric window, and a good sized door pocket. Height then, I am hitting roof before I'm hitting headrest. Let's put up the headrest. Yeah, couple of centimeters. Just that bit at the back there, and then the middle. I'm touching it there. I'm not touching it there. Maybe 1 centimeter. You've got fully sculpted one-piece seats here in the Capri, slightly different again to the Explorer. And then you've got grab handles on all doors, coat hooks there that can drop down and spin back up again. And then reading lights, touch sensitive, massive panel sunroof. And then you can see the dash there then as well with that 2-tone. That's the rear of the Ford Capri. It doesn't like the fact that I left it on, just so I could show you the lights. There's Coco and Chanel and Darwin, my able assistants. Electrically adjusted with massage for the driver and 2 presets. Lumbar support. Seats are lovely. Heated as well, 3-stage. You've got your MEB rear, front. It's actually not bad. Child lock, central locking, door mirror adjustments, and a good full-length door pocket with Capri on the actual sill plate. Some carbon fibre effect. Some space in underneath. You've got your seatbelt and your window breaker there as well. Your light controller, so you can have it in automatic or you can have it in dip only. It defaults to automatic, and you've got a start-stop button that I never press because it's keyless entry, keyless start. You also have your 3-spoke steering wheel with your Capri at your 6 o'clock. Haptic buttons. Some people aren't a fan. You get over it with the silver and white Ford, silver and blue Ford badge. You've got your driver display behind that. It's kind of just like a cover behind it. I'm not sure. No, you're not getting in. You've got your Bang & Olufsen on this top trim. There's 2 different trims in Ireland, Select and Premium, and you've got your B&O sound bar across the top. This one also has a head-up display. Sync Move 14.6-inch screen. So this is my private locker. And when you pull that down, you can change the levels on it. It locks it. There's an actual mechanical bolt, so that when you lock the car, this won't move. Hazard lights on off on the screen, volume up and down, but you can do it via voice, you can do it via the phone or the screen. Cameras, you've got a single wireless charging pad on the right hand side, 2 cup holders with adjustable heights on this, and then glove box is over here, half glove box, and you've got your padded, this is the Mega Frunk, and you can have like multiple 2-litre bottles of water. I'm not going anywhere without you. So, no, you're not getting up. So cruise control on the left-hand side, right-hand side is audio and menu, etc. And you can change what's on that menu button and what you see on it above on that screen. But I'll show you a bit of that when I'm out for a drive. Height for the front is loads. You can see here it must be 12, 14 centimeters. But yeah. What other stats have I got for the Ford Capri? Comes from wheels come up from 19 all the way up to 21. It's 4.63 meters long, 2 meters wide, and 1.623 meters high. Capri and Capri Premium. The smaller battery, 6.4 seconds, 0 to 100. The larger battery, more powerful, 5.2 seconds. 6 colors: white, black, red, a grey, a blue, and a yellow. We don't get the lighter blue like we get in the Explorer. We get the yellow on the Capri instead. Heated steering wheel, we've talked about already. Yeah, wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. I've been driving it for about a week. We've been house sitting in Port Tarleton, as I mentioned, and so up and down that M7, I think it is, past junction 14. You can precondition the battery, which is really good actually as well. So user interface is nice and large. Telephone, radio, media, navigation, vehicle settings then, and within that you can see the status. Please switch on the vehicle first, I'll do that. So you've got your comfort lights, you can change your brakes, your hand-free, service positions, and then on the interior you can have head-up display on or off, cockpit, interior lighting, seat settings, etc. Android Auto, parking, charging is the one I was telling you about, and you can optimize it by start battery heating. It's going to take 40 minutes to get that heated up. It's about 11 degrees here. And then, what else have we got going on here? Preconditioning, we talked about if you're leaving at the same time every day, or you know what time you're going to be leaving at. Driver profiles, we'll talk about that. There's 4, normal, sport, eco, and individual. The dogs are going a bit crazy out here at the moment, apologies. So what I will do is, I will bring it out for a drive, if not this evening, first thing in the morning. What's it like driving the Ford Capri? We're in the next day and there's a bit of a storm around the country, so it is a bit wet. Just go through some stats. This is the premium version I'm driving this weekend, or this week. It has a max power of 170 PS, 0 to 108.7 seconds. That's on the 20-inch. It has 310 Newton meters of torque. Rear-wheel drive at the moment. Whether we'll get all-wheel drive, I don't know. Whether Ford have done that deal, and you can see it with my sync move. I don't use the wireless charging pad. For some reason, the bump on my camera bump on my phone, it just doesn't like it as much. So it's kind of, wireless charging is never a great solution with regards to getting power in very efficiently anyway. There's a lot of heat, etc. Keyless entry, keyless start. So once you sit in and press the foot on the brake, you never, as I said, I've never pressed that start stop button, and it has that Volkswagen drive selector on the right hand side. I need to charge. We're down to 16% and it's beeping at me. So below 20%, it will beep at you to say you need to charge. And we're away. Brakes, they're disc on the front and drums on the rear. As I mentioned, it's rear wheel drive. Suspension is slightly firmer, in my opinion, than the Explorer. And if I remember correctly, when we were doing the drive in Slovakia or Slovenia, they were saying that they did tweak the suspension to be slightly firmer. But it's nowhere near as firm as the likes of a Tesla Model Y. Like, it's totally livable with. Steering is very responsive. I like the steering wheel. It's a Skirkle, flat top, flat bottom, with the head-up display. And I said it in a video recently as well, I'm finding a lot of other, whether it's the manufacturers, whether it's the journalists, whether it's the team that we get the cars off, I'm finding a lot more head-up units off when I get it. I don't know whether people are being distracted by it, or I find it great. It just lets me know whether I've got cruise control engaged, what my current speed limit is, and it's directly in my line of sight. Now, I originally, a couple of years ago, put together a wish list for my dream EV. And I think a head-up display wouldn't deal break it for me. It's a nice to have, not a need to have. Future Derek here, and efficiency ranges I've been getting, I'll show you here actually rather than me telling you, and it is 16.2, you can see in the middle of the screen there, since I've last charged it. And this car has been getting, since long term, over nearly 1,500 kilometers, 19.3. So you're talking 380 all the way up to 460, 470 kilometers. I know on this it says over 600 WLTP, but nowhere near that. Still a decent range, don't get me wrong. He'll get you from Dunleary to Balmullet in a single charge. And that, since last charge, has been up the M7 from Portarlington and then M50. So it's been 100, 110, 120. So yeah, good efficiency. Let's go back to driving. With the Volkswagen Group platform, you are not getting one pedal driving. So what are happening is it's got two modes, a D mode and a B mode. So around town, I'll usually stick it into B mode. So it is a stronger regen on it. But I always love one pedal drive, so it is a downside for me. Lots of visibility, but you are sitting high up, and to see the front of the actual car because it's over and then straight down, or a bit of a curve on it, to know where your front is. So having your parking sensors, having your cameras around is always ideal for the likes of this. Seats are, as I said, heated and massage on the driver's side in this premium version. We've got the panoramic sunroof as well, which is lovely and airy. Like the Explorer, I like it. And a lot of people like this shape, size of vehicle because the ID4 is the best-selling electric vehicle in Ireland for January 2025, but also ever. So we like this shape, the size of SUV. Coupe potentially not as much as, but in Fordland, the Explorer is slightly smaller than the ID4, so not as many people will potentially go for it because they may want that extra space. Now, in saying that, the Skoda Enyaq is a slightly bigger boot than the ID4, so it is what it is. Road noise has been decent this week. Nothing to write home about. I've used the cruise control. It's been decent. Overall, yeah. I've really enjoyed my time with the Ford Capri. Wouldn't go for the Vivid Yellow, but in other colours, and I had it in blue when we did the test drive in, I think it was France, and the blue blew my mind is what they call it. The blue definitely seemed to attract a lot more viewers, but also a lot more attention. This is on the press fleet in grey as well, so you will see it in multiple colours with other journalists, other YouTube channels, but the yellow one is their halo colour. It is what's on the ad. The legend is back. Very competent car, decent price. Yeah, let me know what you think. Have you test driven one? You can go on to Nevo.ie and book your test drive if you're based here in Ireland. What did you think of the test drive? Have you bought one? I know there was a couple sold towards the end of 2024 here in Ireland. Again, something very rare on the road. So if you're looking for something different, you're looking at the likes of this, you're looking at the Cupra Tavascan, or Tavascan, as some people are calling it. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. Look and drive around the Ford Capri. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Hit the like button, leave a comment, and remember, if you think an EV is for you, leave it to me and I'll review. Thank you very much for watching.